What's up, Bulls Nation? Peck here for CHGO Bulls postgame live from our headquarters downtown Chicago. Coming up next, breaking down the Bulls' 135-119 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Bulls held the lead nearly the whole game. Anthony Edwards went off. It happens. Live postgame coming right up. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. Postgame tonight brought to you by our friends at Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. Visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Just use that promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary, only for 21 and over and Illinois Med card holders. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave. Bam! BAWL Sports. Man in the middle, Uncle Will Perdue. Will_Perdue 32. Giving you the wave. Queen on the controls. The one and only Katie Duffy. Willie Gottlieb at the UC for tonight's game. He will check in with us later on in postgame. Thank you for joining us, Bulls Nation. Hit that like button if you're hanging out with us on YouTube. We appreciate it. Throw us a super chat if you're feeling generous tonight. We will get to as many of y'all's thoughts on tonight's game as we can as we move forward. All right, guys. 135-119. And it's crazy to think, like, we were talking pregame, like, hey, can the Bulls keep this a close game, et cetera, et cetera. When you look at that final score, you would have thought, oh, the Bulls just kind of got worked by Minnesota.
Yeah.
No, the Bulls actually held the lead in this game.
Yeah.
From the, I think, 8-minute mark of the first quarter, all the way until that Rudy Gobert bucket put them up 107-106 midway through the fourth.
Yeah.
And then the wheels fall off. Anthony Edwards leads a 12-0 Wolves run that sees a Bulls 6-point lead flip into a 6-point deficit. And Anthony Edwards happened. Anthony Edwards happens to a lot of people.
Yeah. I think it boils down. They got that dude and we don't. I think that's what it boils down to.
A bingo.
When we were watching the game in that third quarter, which was a very long third quarter, I was watching that and I kept saying to you, I think it was like 85-80, and I was like, dude, it feels the Bulls should be up like 13 is what it feels like. I was like, but it's a 5-point game. That's not good. And if you hang around that long enough, then the superstars are going to come take the game over. You saw Ant just chilling. You saw what I like about Julius Randle, understanding that he's a number 2. So basically keeping them in the game. So, and he was working. Shout out to Julius Randle. He was doing his thing. 22 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists for Julius Randle.
Just a lot of bully ball buckets.
Tons of it. That's why he went to the line 5 times. I mean, he was definitely just bullying them inside. And he kept them at the level. And then guys started to get caught up a little more. DiVincenzo started to get a little hot. Mike Conley started to get it going. McDaniels was kind of steady the whole game. And then Rudy Gobert getting 21, which should never happen. But Rudy Gobert, he caught fire in that fourth, but it was all about Ant. Ant did it. 33 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, like just those regular superstar numbers. But it was the fourth quarter numbers, Will, that he started balling out on the Chicago Bulls with. And like I said, they just don't have that guy. They played tough and they played hard, but when it come down at the end, they just don't have that guy. And I thought this game was a great definition of fun bad.
No, you're exactly right. This is, in my opinion, of what it is they're trying to do, this was the perfect game.
Yeah.
Because me as a fan, I'm actually pleased. Because think about what we talked about prior to the game. Even though you're an inferior team, that shouldn't affect your effort. Okay? The coaches should still hold you to a certain standard, a certain level, effort level. What do we talk about? The J.J. Redick situation, attention to detail. I think you saw that tonight. I think, let me see here real quick. 13 turnovers. I think eight of them were in the second quarter alone.
Mm-hmm.
So take that second quarter out of the equation as far as sloppy basketball. They took care of the basketball. They gave themselves ample opportunities to get shots up at the rim. They did a nice job rebounding. But a couple things. Number one, as you talked about, Minnesota just has that guy that the Bulls don't have at the moment. And quite honestly, it's not just the Bulls. There's a lot of guys in the league that don't have that guy.
Correct.
Okay? And that right there was the definition of the NBA. When you're playing a team that has a guy and you let them hang around, there's a pretty good chance that guy is going to take over.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what you saw happen.
Well, I mean, it's not the Bulls were letting the Wolves hang around. Big Dave, you made a comment to me somewhere in the middle of that game. Like, it seemed like the Wolves were letting the Bulls hang around while playing from behind and letting the Bulls just hold a cute little lead for most of that game. Wolves were kind of cakewalking their way through the first three quarters.
Really
the Wolves, who we talked about in pregame, are not the Wolves' defense of old. They're no longer an elite defensive team, and they weren't doing much of anything. The Bulls were getting all kinds of clean looks and shooting the ball lights out in the first half, and that did carry somewhat into the third quarter. But then the fourth quarter comes, and the Wolves are like, oh, wait, we're still behind? Anthony Edwards says, oh, wait, we're still behind? Okay, let's clamp down a little bit. After scoring 30 or more in each of the first three quarters, the Bulls only managed 24 in the fourth. They cool off. Wolves amp up the defense a little bit, and on the other end, the Wolves put up 45 points in the fourth quarter because the Bulls can't really ever play defense.
Yeah, it's not in the contract. I think what I think what it kind of is, and
no one pays me to play defense. Shout out to Jabari Parker.
Shout out to the legend. Yes, shout out. You want to take a pause for the legend? Let's do that. Pause for the Simeon legend, baby.
No, I'm good.
I got you. Don't worry. I got you. Will, you can definitely attest to this point right here. But Minnesota looked like that team that, went and got that playoff thing, and now they know how to play now. When I say that is everything's not just in a rush. Everything's not just fast. They kind of let the game come to them. They say, oh, no, we can chill for the first half. You guys could go up. That's fine. We still got the third and the fourth quarter, and then the game will be interesting at that point in time. And we watched the Bulls and the 90s do that all the time. It was when that third quarter came, the game was over, and the fourth quarter came, ice bags on the knees. And that's how it went. And just watching them was reminding me of that so much. Just you're watching the Bulls put forth maximum effort for sure. They put forth straight up effort, diving on the floor for loose balls, running in transition, hitting a lot of threes in that first half. I mean, they put forth real effort. They just ran out of gas because they didn't really have, that guy. But at the same time, Minnesota was treating them like you would a kid, your kid running out ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. And you're letting them run, and you're letting them run. And you're
I'm beating you.
Right. You know what I mean? And then you're like, all right, here I come.
Yeah. That's what I do with my nieces.
Life is hard, kid.
I tear down the street past them.
Exactly.
I'll let them wait for a little bit.
And then they learn valuable life lessons by losing constantly over and over again, and you rubbing it in their face.
Yeah.
So, that's what it was, a better team out there against the Bulls who knew how to pace themselves. The Bulls aren't used to coming out hot. It was their first quarter where they actually had a lead after the first quarter. So they were like, well, it's like a dog who caught a car. Like, what do I do now? Like, what do I do with this? So, you just saw Minnesota will, be that team that is going to be something to really reckon with when those playoffs come.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you saw, outside of losing that game, that series to Dallas, I like how that team, it's kind of a slippery slope. But as I was telling, because I went over and watched the game a little bit before I came back, and it was just, when Ant he literally, now listen, hats off to Vooch.
Yeah, hats off.
Man.
Because their perimeter defense is so bad that's going to happen to Vooch a lot. But what you don't see Vooch do is back off.
That's true.
He unfortunately continues to put himself in that situation.
To get dunked on.
But he's just doing his job.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times he's late on the help because of the distance he has to cover.
Yeah.
But that's just evident of what the Bulls got to be so much better on the perimeter to prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
So hats off to Vooch for putting himself in that position because he could just stand there and be like,
Yeah.
not doing it. But
seats taken.
We saw a better effort.
Yeah.
So we ask ourselves for a minute, where was that effort last night? Why tonight instead of last night?
Yeah, that's crazy that it's the second night of a back-to-back where the Bulls – and look, maybe that's part of the reason why the wheels fall off in the fourth quarter. The Wolves were the rested team. The Bulls' second game in 2 nights.
There's no doubt about it because the Wolves hadn't played since Monday.
Right. So that could have contributed
but it's
to
also
them
the defense that we're talking about. That's the 4th straight game now that the opponents had 60 or more points in the paint. And not because they're trying to play in the paint, but because that's how easily they're getting into the paint off the dribble.
Damn.
Is that bad? Can someone tell me? Is that bad?
That's bad.
It ain't good.
Connor in the comments saying this Bulls defense can't stop a parked car.
Hey, good one. That's well done. Oh, let me ask you a question. And oh my God, I can't believe I get to ask you this stuff. I can't believe.
But here, let me show you something.
I got questions for you.
I got it. Okay.
He got notes.
But this is so. I wasn't here last night,
I'm
and
sorry.
I had the luxury of calling in.
You did. Shout out, Katie.
Technology.
But I didn't want to necessarily control the narrative, so I let you guys ask questions,
That's
and
kind
then
of you.
you kicked me to the curb.
The
But-
dog could have stayed.
But what is I wrote? This is last night's notes.
Okay.
I didn't say anything to you guys about this in pregame because we didn't get to it.
Okay.
But what did you say that Randall did to the Bulls?
He was
He
bullying
bullied
them
them.
down low. Yeah.
Okay, what does that say right there? What does that say?
Opponents realize they can get physical with the Bulls.
Yeah.
He just flexed. That was just a
Randall
flex is
did?
what that was.
Rudy did?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that Rudy dunk on Kobe.
See, that's
Kobe
that's
White.
the killer right there. When Gobert gets 21,
Yeah.
can't happen.
And flexing all over the place and
Yeah.
being like, fake tough guy Rudy.
But
Come
then,
on,
but
Bulls.
the people that want to say, well, that's on Vooch. No,
Fake tough guy. Rudy.
that's on what did Thibodeau say? Always talk about that's the second, the third, the fourth effort.
Right.
Yeah.
When the rotation's made, when one guy slides, the other guy slides.
5 guys on a string, man.
And that's where, you just, again, another one of those lack of attention to detail, a breakdown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Vooch, he gets laughed at because he gets dunked on, because he's trying to help out. And then his man scores and they blame him. When his man scores, 90% of the time, it's not because of him.
Yeah.
It's because of a lack of a rotation and that person that's supposed to be helping him when he helps somebody else. But that being said, we're very pleased with the effort, the focus, the pace that they tried to play with. But I think what you saw here was this is basically identical to what we saw against OKC, right? Just the odds were stacked against you. Second night of a back-to-back. And let's be honest here. You didn't play in Milwaukee. You didn't play in Indiana. You weren't in Minneapolis. You were in Dallas.
Yeah.
That's 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And you didn't gain an hour when you came back.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to make excuses, but this is just one of those games where the effort was there, but then once you got to the fourth, tank was empty.
Well, let me ask, when you were playing and you all had that first half, like we just saw against an opponent that you all knew you could beat, what was the discussion like in that locker room at halftime and before you all came out in that third quarter and ran guys off the floor?
That's exactly what the conversation was about. Hey, we can't continue to allow this team, our opponent, to hang around. Because as the longer we allow them to hang around, the more they start believing in themselves. And that's going to make it so much harder for us. And I can promise you that the Timberwolves coach was not happy with the effort. He's happy that they won.
Sure.
But you know how easily coaches get aggravated.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what they would rather them do is like, hey, this team right here, second game of a back-to-back, let's run them out of the building in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Make them play uphill, and eventually we can coast.
Yeah. But it was the opposite. They needed Anthony Edwards to go Super Saiyan in the fourth quarter.
But
Steal
to me,
game.
that's where now, okay, opposite of what we discussed about the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Even though this is the 4th loss in a row, you can say the effort was much, 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 much better. Okay?
Yeah.
And this was, unfortunately, this wasn't the game on Saturday. This was the game on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's not getting any easier either, because that's what else.
No, it is not. I mean, Atlanta, Bulls, Hawks games are always crazy. But then you
weird.
got Cavs.
They're fun to watch, but then you got Cleveland, New York, Cleveland, Houston, Detroit.
Yeah.
And don't sleep on Houston.
We got to take our first break. We come back. Plenty more to break down in tonight's post game with our crew. Will to go Gottlieb will also join us later. Hit that like button while we're reading y'all some ads. We'll try and keep you entertained. Stay right here. Prize picks. I love me some prize picks. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action, y'all, with over 10 million members and billions, with a B, of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more than or less than on at least 2 player stat projections for the game that you're jazzed up to watch that night for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Kudos to those of you who, maybe took a little DeMar Chase action tonight because a little catch and run 70-yard touchdown early third quarter.
Should have been on my fantasy team.
Playing against him this week.
Just.
Great. Maybe you had a little Anthony Edwards action on Prize Picks tonight. If so, congratulations.
Yes.
Prize Picks is also the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of the players in your lineup gets injured. If that player leaves in the first half and does not return, Prize Picks keeps your lineup live. You can double your money even if one of the picks that you make doesn't hit with that Prize Picks flex play, meaning you can still cash out if your lineup isn't 100% perfect. Plus, it's really easy and reliable as far as the withdrawals. They're fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. So here's what you do. Download the app and use promo code CHGO to get $50 instantly after you play that first $5 lineup. Just a $5 lineup, and even if that $5 lineup doesn't hit, you're getting that $50 either way. Promo code CHGO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Run it like the Bulls.
Only the Bulls. Will Perdue. What time is it?
Game time. There we go. See?
GameTime Picks is that new feature that makes getting tickets easier than ever to see your favorite team play live. It filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Who wants to do that? Not me.
Not me.
Curation makes it easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and much, much more. Of course, they got that all-in pricing. Of course, they got the lowest price guarantee. Of course, they got that game time ticket coverage. But they got the Madden Big Day favorite. Oh, the seat views. That's what they call. You get those panoramic seat views and find out where you are sitting, the view you will have, how you can stretch your legs, where the bathrooms are, where the commissary is. Should I leave out early because the exit is right there, right to the parking lot and out of there? You can get all that from the seat view, and you can do it with GameTime. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime Picks. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use that code CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase.
Terms apply.
That's CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase. Download GameTime today! Because Katie, tell me what time is it?
GameTime who?
On her toes.
On the toes.
On her toes. We roll along here, CHGO Bulls postgame live. Thank you all for joining us. Hit that like button if you're hanging out on YouTube. Speaking of, I see our boy Briscoe on YouTube, Dave.
Briscoe
said, shout out to Big Dave. That was fun, ... and then bad.
Yes.
And then said, throws hat impact fashion. There you go, Briscoe.
There it is.
That was for you, buddy.
Nice.
Also, shout out to our guy, JRGR, a.k.a. Flipside23, who said, no DeMar to bail us out. Which is the exact same thing I just said to you in the final minutes of that fourth quarter, Mr. Perdue.
Yes, you
this
did.
used to be as Big Dave would say, the DeMar South. The Bulls go a few possessions, a few times down the floor without a bucket, and they're not getting stops, letting go of the rope. The DeMar buckets in the fourth. And look, we saw at certain times in the second half, as the Wolves were trying to claw their way back after being lazy in the first half, timely buckets from Vooch and timely buckets from Coby. Occasionally, a bucket from Io here and there. But Taylor Horton-Tucker, Taylor Horton-Tucker went nuts. Taylor Horton-Tucker was doing his best to protect that Bulls lead for a while.
He was.
But it's just such a glaringly obvious absence. The void of DeMar as the Bulls are trying to protect leads in fourth quarters will be a thing all season long. And Perdue, you said it's like they don't have DeMar. What they're trying to do is play fast, play with pace. Can they still do that in the fourth quarter of a game when they're playing the second leg of a back-to-back? Tonight, the answer was no.
You're exactly right.
Oh, my God. That feels good. When he tells you that, don't that feel amazing? Man.
But that's
speaking of healing salves.
But quite honestly, that's more mental than physical.
Okay.
And I don't mean I'm not saying, I'm not reading in between the lines and saying in this case they're not mentally tough. There have been games where we've questioned their mental toughness because of how they played. But there's times now where you mentally know exactly what you need to do, but your body just says, not tonight. But this game was being played to the Bulls' style.
Okay.
Meaning, what'd you see in the first half? Not a lot of fouls, pretty open, up-tempo, Bulls knocking down threes. But then that's when Minnesota realized, hey, guys, if we're really going to win this, we can't let them play their style.
Right.
We can play their style and probably will beat them, but we're just going to make it more difficult on ourselves.
Yes, sir.
We've got to start doing a better job of being more physical. We've got to start attacking the rim. We got to start getting the ball into the paint, not relying, because it was basically, okay, you hit a three, we'll hit a three. You hit a three, we'll hit a three. Now, I do want to pat myself a little bit on the back.
I got you.
Thank you very much. Who scored the first bucket of the game?
Vooch.
No.
Oh, it wasn't? He scored a lot early in the first quarter. I
No,
thought
but
that's
the
where
first
you were going.
bucket of the game was the three
It
by
was a three, right? I remember it being
by Giddey.
Giddey, okay.
Where'd the pass come from?
Vooch.
How'd they do it? Inside out.
Inside out, yeah.
And then the next one was a Vooch three. And then, but this is how this team wants to play, which I thought the first half was a perfect picture of how they need to and should play, but it's just very difficult to do that over 48 minutes.
That part.
But as we were talking about at the end of the game, because they don't have DeMar and because the better teams, and this is what we saw when I was on that 20-win team against San Antonio, will tighten up the screws in the fourth quarter, and you don't have that guy to bail you out, there's probably going to be a lot of games like this. But at the moment, we're okay with that.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you want to see a good effort, but then lose. That's from a fan's perspective.
Yeah.
It eats away at the players.
True.
But that's kind of what they've said. We're changing course. They don't want to use the rebuild, reshape. So that means they're trying to improve their ability to get somebody in the draft.
You know what I laughed at when you said tighten up the screws, right? You know what I was thinking, right?
What were you thinking?
Come on, tighten up the screws. Loosey goosey, baby.
Loosey
goosey.
Loosey goosey.
What children will.
He just dropped a trailer for some movie where he plays Santa Claus. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, he's not being Santa Claus.
No?
No.
Oh, I thought it's a movie where Jack Black is Santa.
He's the Prince of Darkness.
Oh, hell yeah. I like that way better. I just saw Jack Black Santa Claus.
No, the kid spelled Santa wrong. It sent it to the wrong place.
Jack Black
Black appears.
Take my money. I'm spending all my Bulls fan money on Jack Black movies instead. Yeah. The Vooch thing, I mean, you were right about that, Mr. Perdue. Like, he was eaten early.
Yeah.
And I think it was our pal Connor, who's always in the comments, shout out to you, saying Vooch stock going up, Vooch stock going up, trade value going up. This is another game. 11 of 15 for 25 points. This man is, I don't know if he's on a mission to get himself out of here. And that's what has lit this spark. We did talk the other day, too, about, like, it's the style of play that they're playing that is more beneficial, and the space that was voided by DeMar can now be occupied by Vooch, and he can do different things offensively, and that's all great. But, I mean, even so, I did not expect this. I know, Big Dave, you said we're going to see a great version of Vooch this year. You did say that.
I did.
And I thought, yeah,
it's in print.
Could be possible. But, I mean, he is having actually, shout out to our guy, Mark K. MK Hoops, go look. He dove deep into some Vooch numbers through their first 8 games. And, like, true shooting percentage, well above the league average right now.
Yeah.
3-point percentage, best it's been in a long time.
Yeah.
This version of Vooch is somebody that could be seen as a valuable piece for other people.
I mean, think about the three he hit, and then Rudy Gobert comes back down and scores, and then Vooch goes back down and hits another
three.
He was bullying
You know
and
what I mean?
juking Rudy Gobert.
Yes, he was.
Bullying and juking Randall when he was on him occasionally.
You know,
No one could stop him.
put the shake on him, put the Olajuwon joint on him when he showed him the ball. Then Gobert went, hey, and then he goes up with the hook shot for the 2 points. No, he's been absolutely amazing. I think a lot of it is because he knows he will be involved in the offense for sure. He knows he's getting the basketball. He knows his effort and his hustle up and down the floor will be rewarded because he will get the ball where he wants it, and he'll be able to do what he likes to do, whether it's, pass from there like you talked about earlier, or whether it's, scoring and, putting guys in the blender. He can do that as well. Or that's why the three-pointers fall, because it's not like his only shot of the game. It's within the rhythm of the game that he's already been playing. So I think that bodes well for a guy like Vooch who needs that kind of stuff, man. Because if you watch those Orlando games, that's what they did. They fed him early, they fed him often, and all the time. And so everything was run through him. That's what he's used to. So he's getting a little of that here with Chicago. And now with Zach out as well, like he's going to have that time to be that kind of guy again for the Chicago Bulls. Like I'm not surprised that is happening this way for him. But, yes, he is losing his mind out there on the floor. He is getting buckets.
I heard a jingle. Katie, should we bring in the GOAT? The quaff. Is that a goat saying quaff?
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Joining us on the Go Talk Hotline, it's our guy, Will the Goat Gottlieb.
Oh, look at that.
Look at it.
The Quaff joins us now from the United Center, the bowels of the United Center, following Will_Gottlieb. Goat, we've been talking previously to you joining us about how, hey, look, Vooch looked great tonight. Coby did some nice things tonight. The Bulls held a lead for 3.5 quarters, and then Anthony Edwards happened, and the Bulls not playing defense all night finally caught up with them.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of joking about this with Cody Westerland, our guy from 670, right before this. Like, it was kind of the perfect narrative of how you want a Bulls game to go this year. It's you're playing super well, you're getting a ton of points. Vooch is like going scorched earth. He's got 25 on 11 of 15 shooting. Kobe's playing well. He bounces back. Io bounces back from a tough night. Giddey's got 13 assists, and you're competing with a conference champion caliber of team in the Wolves through the first 42 minutes of the game, and then you can just say, oh well, they've got a superstar player, they took it over at the end. And that's kind of what Vooch said, is like they had a superstar caliber player, they're a team competing for a championship, and they raised their level at the end of the game, and we couldn't match it. And there are a couple of questions about does this team just like have too much of a talent deficit to be able to compete with some of these teams? And I think there are things that the Bulls are trying to do to close that margin, but it is a very small margin. And so when they don't play well defensively, or when they get out rebounded, or when they lose the possession battle and the opponent has more shots than them, it's just going to be tough to win because of that talent gap. And I think you kind of saw that tonight. It was like, so many times this year we've seen either everything goes right for the Bulls, they make a ton of threes, they don't turn it over, and they win by 20, or they can't get it together and they lose. And more often than not, that's kind of how it goes. But tonight it was kind of a middle ground where they played really well. They really competed with what was one of the best defensive teams in the league last year, and then they just couldn't really get it over the top because you've got Anthony Edwards on the other side, and that's tough to compete with. So all in all, I don't think this was a bad game at all. I think there were a lot of positives to take away from it. Obviously, they would have liked a different result, but for me, this is kind of like as good as it gets. Like competitive, exciting game. Signs of growth from the young players. I thought Patrick started the game well. Giddey played well at times. Modest got some minutes, and then it was close and exciting, but they couldn't finish it out.
Will, before you came on, we were discussing Vooch and just why he's playing the way that he's playing, the reasons why we feel he's playing that way. What is your opinion on that as to why Vooch has been playing lights out basically since game one? He's been really great for this team.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. Number one, he's making his shots, and that always boosts your confidence. It always just pads your stats a little bit more when the shots are going in. And, last year he shot sub 30% on threes. He's a 34% career three-point shooter. He's been better than that at times. And obviously when he was an all-star, he was over 40%. So I think we can all agree that, even though he didn't shoot well last year, he's a better shooter than that. And you're seeing that come to fruition. And And that changes how teams guard you. And we talked about this last time. When Vooch is trailing the play and he's making his shots, that forces the opposing big to close out hard to him. And he's got a speed advantage when he's going downhill and the big is coming up to him. So he can pump fake and put it on the floor. And that's where he's able to insert his passing into the game. His finishing, he had a couple of nice little, Hakeem Olajuwon little jab step, spin back, hook shot type moves in the first half. So I think he's just making his shots. He's a smart player. He's making the right reads, and he's helping getting guys involved. And so I think this style of play really suits him. The floor is very spaced out. He's got room to attack, and then he can put his passing into the game when he's on the move like that. So I think you're just seeing kind of a style of play that's more catered to some of the things that obviously all these guys do well, but Vooch, I think in particular, is really able to succeed with this style of play.
Hey, Goat, I'm curious of your opinion of P. Will's play this evening.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday quite a bit, and I thought there were a couple plays where he was aggressive. I tweeted out one of the clips where he had DiVincenzo. I think it was like just a rebound, and they got mixed up in their matchups, and he had DiVincenzo in the corner, and he just cut across the baseline, made himself available to Vooch, who had at the top of the key, and kind of sealed him under the basket. Vooch fed it to him, and he dunked it. He got fouled before the shot, but that's the kind of aggressiveness that I think people are hoping to see from him. But aside from that, he made two inside the arc shots. He got to the free throw line once. That's positive momentum for me, because I think, as we've kind of started to talk about, it's like basically you're evaluating Pat on whether he's made his threes that night or not. And I just don't think that's like a very I don't know. It seems like it kind of misses the point, because it's very outcome based as opposed to process based. And what I want to see from him is more of those kind of plays where he's attacking the glass, putting the ball on the floor. And I even thought he could have been more aggressive. So obviously good to see the signs of that in terms of scoring. But obviously, 0 rebounds in 31 minutes, not going to cut it. Couple of turnovers, 0 assists. It's just, to me, 1 assist. To me, it's just not really, we're not seeing signs of him being able to be a creator. And I think that's okay. But it's unfortunate, because obviously you invest a top 4 pick into him, and you want him to become a star player. But to me right now, he's just a role player, and I think that's fine. But even in that realm, in that lane, he's got to be even more productive and more aggressive and a better rebounder. They're getting out rebounded by teams almost every night, and it would sure help if their power forward could grab more than 0 rebounds.
Yeah, I understand from a results standpoint, this may seem like an odd question, but what is your opinion on his effort this year compared to previous years? You don't necessarily see the results, but what about the effort that we've seen in this first 9-game stretch?
Yeah, I think I have a hard time evaluating players' effort, because to me that's just it's such an internal thing. And I know there are guys where you can see, and you texted us that clip of Colin Sexton just being an irritant, and do the Bulls have a guy like that? I don't think they do. Certainly Patrick isn't that, but I don't think that necessarily makes him a player that's low effort. I think he looks a certain way, and that maybe rubs some people the wrong way. But to me, it's just a little bit hard to critique that, because I don't know him personally like that. I don't know how hard he's working out there or not. I can see relative to his other performances, but to me, this is just kind of who he is. It doesn't really strike me as way less or way more effort than any other version of Pat that I've seen.
Goat, I know that people have talked about Coby kind of assuming a larger leadership role on this team, and he's talked about it himself. His teammates have said that they give him the confidence to be a more vocal leader, especially in the departures of DeMar and Caruso. And regardless of what Bulls fans might be rooting for and thinking is in the best interest, I know Coby's a really freaking competitive guy, and I'm guessing that a loss like tonight, when they thought, hey, we can beat this team. We beat this team twice last year. We can do it again. They had the lead for most of the game. I'm wondering if you guys got a chance to chat with Coby after this game and what his thoughts were.
No, I didn't have a chance to talk with him, but I do think he did really well, especially following last night's game where he just did not really have it at all offensively. He's gotten really good, and we don't always see it, but he's gotten really good at that little mid-range game where he snakes the pick and roll, gets into the middle, and then can go left or right and into a fadeaway jump shot off the glass. He did that a couple of times tonight. Only 2 free throw attempts, which is something, as we've talked about, I think he needs to really improve on if he's going to be kind of one of the primary scoring guards on this team, because that's really what drives efficiency at the highest levels. But 8 assists, only 3 turnovers. I thought he was really effective at getting into the lane. Obviously, making the threes really helps, certainly for a high volume shooter like Coby. But I think he's just kind of raised the floor of his game. So even on nights like last night where he's not scoring the ball, you still feel him out there in a way that, as we talked about with Pat, not everybody does. And so I think from a leadership perspective, he's really taken on a lot of that, and he kind of has to, because they're out Caruso, who was their defensive leader last year. They're out DeMar, who was their offensive leader last year. And Coby stepped up in a big way last year, but I think he's taken even more strides in that category. And I think that helps him bounce back from, a poor shooting night where he just knows he has to be the guy to step up.
Go real quick. I just wanted to ask you about Dalen Terry, and it feels like he's kind of carving out, his own little piece, on this team and his role on this team, and being the guy who's the facilitator, bringing the ball up, playing defense. We saw him get irritating Anthony Edwards and getting a steal on him. Tell me about what you're seeing from Dalen Terry these past few games and how he's carving out his niche for this team.
Pretty much exactly that. I mean, he's basically coming in, and we'll see how it goes when Lonzo is eventually able to come back, because I think he's kind of filling that sixth man guard role where he's coming in to be the point of attack defender, make some plays in transition, obviously really hassling ball handlers. I think that's his best skill at this point. But he just looks more confident out there. He had a really nice drive and layup, a couple of other shots that just went in for him, but he's rebounding well. He's moving the ball. I think he's getting up and down. There's some times where it feels like he's still unable to really be a really effective scoring weapon out there just because of the jump shot. And today didn't even take any threes. But I think he's gotten to a point where he's like, a steady positive contributor out there just in terms of defense. And whether or not that kind of unfolds offensively, I think still remains to be seen. But he's found a way to put an impact on the game. And I think the Bulls really need that. I mean, they just don't have any high-level perimeter defenders other than Ayo on this team. And Ayo can't play 48 minutes. So you need somebody to come in and be able to deliver against some of the stronger guards like Anthony Edwards in the league. And I thought Dalen did a really nice job.
Before we let you go, Goat, it sounded like Billy had some semblance of an update on both Zach LaVine and Lonzo Ball when he addressed the media before this game tonight. No Zach tonight, which was maybe a question mark. We expected no Lonzo tonight. Today was day 10 of that reevaluation timeline. What can you tell us about the hopeful impending return of those two players?
Yeah, I think with Zach, one of the things that he said was interesting was that it was just tightness and not a strain or a sprain or anything more severe. So, initially when you hear adductor strain, you think, 7 to 10, maybe 2 weeks before he's going to be back on the court. And if it's not quite to that first, grade 1 strain, then, ideally he can be back sooner. And they've got the Hawks on Saturday. So maybe that becomes, obviously Casey reported out of Dallas yesterday that today was the opening of the window for Zach to make a return. So maybe he could be back by Saturday. With Lonzo, I think they said yesterday he kind of dodged a bullet in terms of making it worse. I think there's still going to be a bit of a road here for him to be able to get back. I don't think this is going to happen right away, but it does sound like something that, that has not gotten worse yet. And that was, I think, a real fear, like a legitimate fear. If he's risking playing on it and that could become a grade 3, and all of a sudden you've got to have surgery and that could put you out several months. And so they're taking it slow. He said that he's not even dribbling yet, which is going to be the next step for him. So I think it's going to be a little while longer. But obviously you play it cautious with him and, make sure that he's able to extend his career and just get out there and not, the Bulls aren't really playing for a championship this year. And so you're not rushing him back into anything.
What do you mean they're not playing for a championship, Goat?
Good point.
Hope I didn't break that news.
Hate to tell you.
They're trying to win every game. That includes going to the playoffs and continuing to win every game. JK. Goat, we appreciate you joining us, buddy. Bulls Nation, sign up to become a CHGO diehard so you get all of and the very best of Goat's coverage of the Bulls. AllCHGO.com is where you can read his stuff. Follow him for his Bulls reporting and updates and insights. Will_Gottlieb. Quaffed. As always, I like this little half beard you got going on too, Will. You're looking good, buddy.
Surprised he's not wearing his glasses tonight.
Yeah, where are the specs?
Just mix it up a little bit. I don't know.
You feel me?
Gotta keep
Can't give
on
them
their
all the
toes.
same thing.
Gotta keep them on their toes.
Gotta keep them right,
Keep them on
man.
their toes.
The question is, though, how many different pairs of glasses do you have?
Ooh, good question.
Just the one. Just the one.
Just
Interesting.
one?
Taking good care of it.
Ooh, we got to get this guy a deal.
How many pairs of glasses do you have, Uncle Will?
3.
Zenny?
Okay.
Flex.
Get him the Zenny deal.
We got to get him some kind of deal.
Hook him up, man.
I mean, do people need more than one pair of glasses?
Well, you know,
No.
it's just
I only have
looking
one.
different.
So, we got a glasses wearer right here, Katie. How many pairs you got?
I only have one. I mean, I have sunglasses, but no, like
Right, yeah.
regular
I
ones.
have
only
one
You
have
got
pair
a
of
backup
glasses.
pair, but you're not including the backup, right?
I don't have a backup pair.
Ooh, unprepared.
I don't. I don't break things. I take good care of them.
She takes care of her things.
I tell you what, we need to continue this. Go take a straw poll of all the people on the Bulls beat who wear glasses and ask them how many pairs they have, and then report back to us.
Start with Joe Cali.
I'll get right to it.
All right, buddy. We'll let you go. Get
Bye,
home
guys.
safe. We will talk to you on Saturday for Bulls Hawks.
Why does he seem a little agitated?
It's the beard. It's the beard.
It's it's just goat. Yeah,
Yeah.
But I mean, like, yeah, seriously, who has more? You don't need more than one pair of glasses.
No.
I understand maybe backup pair.
A backup pair
3?
you should have. Well, if you're somebody who breaks them often. Something like that.
Guess. I mean,
That's like me with headphones. Like, I always lose
God,
them,
are you
and I'm
kidding
always
me?
forgetting them. So I got backup
I
pairs
think
of
Big
headphones.
Dave has 25,000 pairs of
Yeah.
earbuds.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Oh
Yeah, I keep earbuds. I have
He
3
leaves
different
them
kinds
around.
of headphones.
It's like
You want to hear this? I would love to tell you.
it's like an Easter bunny leaving eggs everywhere, except
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Big Dave and earbuds.
Yeah. I left
So
them
it's-
in Vegas. I left them.
So this is kind of like your calling card. Oh, Dave's been here.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Somebody-
this is true.
So at the tail end of our last day in Vegas for Summer League this year, Emma, one of our producers out west, shout out to her,
Emma Clark.
Emma Clark, took a picture of just a pair of earbuds on some table in one of the cabanas at
Yes.
Circa.
Yes.
Shout out to Circa.
Flex.
And she was like, somebody left behind a pair of earbuds. Like, who is it? Any taker?
Mhm.
I immediately responded because I was looking at my phone and, the new message popped up at the top of my screen. And I was like, $100 says they're Dave's.
Yeah, and they definitely were. But I
Here
have my
comes Big
over.
Dave in the Slack be like, yeah, those are mine.
Yeah, those are mine. I have my over the ear ones because those are the ones I wear on the flights. See, I have the over the ear joints, the noise canceling for the flights. Then
Yep.
I have the ones I wear specifically for the show. That when we're doing a show, a remote or something like
Right.
that. I have
Gotcha,
those.
Gotcha.
And then I got the earbuds because I wear them everywhere. I don't walk without earbuds.
So that leads me to my next question.
Sure.
Are you the guy on a plane that carries so much individual crap that you hold up the whole line when you get to your seat? Because, okay, earbuds, got to have this, got to have that. Okay, I might watch a little bit of my got to have this.
Mhm.
And you turn around and everybody's just like, any day now, sir.
Yeah, let me tell you right now. No, I ain't that. I have all those things, and I'm all prepared all the
Okay.
time, dog. Matt has traveled with me. He see how I roll.
This is true.
It's not how I do it, man. I'm not holding up no lines. I want to sit down and watch stuff and leave people alone. So I do it very
The
fast. and quick.
deepest circle of hell, if hell exists, is saved for those people on airplanes.
Yes.
Get the F out of my
Get out
way.
the way. My God.
Great comment from Kimberly here, who's talking about the goat and says, "I bet he has multiple combs."
Oh,
And
you know it.
Oh.
Do you think he has that weird, like, blue liquid? Like the barbers
With
at
the barber, yeah.
shops, where you pull it out, there's like 20 combs in there. What is that stuff?
Oh, man.
That's always mystified me. Probably some.
It's a
disinfectant,
sanitizer. Yeah, no, it's exactly what it is.
anti-lice, whatever. But
Yes, man. It's good not to have
as
that.
I
in your
have a
clothes.
bucket of hats that I just repeatedly exchange wearing. But I'm the only one
Absolutely
who
right.
wears them.
This is true.
So that,
all right.
okay then, talking about the GOAT,
Yep.
when was the last time that Matt Peck put product in his hair?
Oh my God, like 2006?
Damn. Oh my goodness.
Maybe more recently than that, but I am
Okay.
not a product in the hair person.
Okay.
I get out of the shower, I go like this, and I say, "Hey, you look great," and I walk out the door.
That's my guy. Yes, sir.
Most often, wait, I forgot a step. Put on a hat, and I
Right.
say, "Hey, you
Hey, you
look
look
great."
great.
And I walk out the door.
Can't forget the hey, you look
Do
great.
you quietly refer to yourself as the Fonz?
No,
Hey.
I loudly refer to myself as the
Wait a minute.
pop the collar.
So wait a minute. You're saying that if you and Redacted are going on a date tomorrow night,
Uh-huh.
you won't wash your hair, put a little product in.
I didn't say I wouldn't wash my hair. Does
I didn't
shampoo
say
count
that
as
you
pro-
wouldn't
I thought
wash
you were
your
talking
hair.
about like mousse and hair gel and that crap.
Like a little paste.
No,
Get a
no
little,
paste.
Little paste?
Paste is for a cubby in a child's locker. Elmer's glue. It's not for my head. My hair is clean, baby. I don't
Remember,
like the
so
feeling
mentioning that, did you see the one video of the one chick that accidentally put Gorilla Glue in her hair?
Man.
One of the greatest moments
Yeah.
of like, what was it, 2022?
Yeah,
That was? Oh,
yeah.
it was so good.
That was it, man.
I feel bad for her, but
I
it was
felt
great.
horrible for her, man.
Hey, it looked good.
Will is cold-blooded.
Flip side said switchblade comb in the comments. My brother and I each had switchblade combs when we were teenagers.
That
Pull
checks
one
out.
of those out of your pocket.
That checks out. I can see
Okay,
that.
I'm not violent.
Y'all had it just for the jokes.
Oh, that's
Strictly for
pretty
the
good.
jokes.
Matt Pecorelli.
We got to take one
Pecorelli,
more quick break
hey.
here. We'll come back to wrap up with our final thoughts on this game tonight. Stick around.
Sunday, Monday, every day. Oh, man. This is brought to you by Empire today.
Sir.
All they do is floors, no matter what. Empire Today is the best place to get new flooring. So guess what? Of course, they got copycats. But Empire cannot be beaten on quality, service, and speed, so competitors advertise low-quality products that Empire simply will not carry. Empire won't promise the lowest prices because anyone who does that is putting flooring in your home that they would not put in their own, because their philosophy is to help you find what you need, not overwhelm you with thousands of choices and substitutes. What they leave out of their selection is just as important as what they put in. And, of course, they got that virtual floor designer. It's a great way to see how those new floors will look in any space. It's easy. Just pull out your phone, clickety-clack, snap a picture, and instantly you will see those new floors and how they will look in your room. Shopping for floors at a big box store can be very frustrating. Will Perdue wants to go check out some floors on a Saturday, and guess what? He's got to go deal with Biff, 15 years old, just started working there. And Will's like, Biff, can you tell me something? Show me some floor samples. What's a sample? I don't know what that is.
What's his name, Biff?
Because that's what he did. You got to talk to his parents about that. I didn't do it. Biff did it. Why is he working there?
Does Willie Loman also work there?
Oh, he's in the back.
Okay.
I can't believe this. They're frustrating the 4-time champion. He just wanted to go do that with the floor samples. No. Stay at home. Shop at home convenience. You get that with Empire. And they service their own warranty. So if there's any issue, just call Empire. You won't have to track down a manufacturer's phone number. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 discount when they use that promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. See EmpireToday.com/CHGO for details. 588-2300.
Empire
Today. Ooh. I love the no looks to Matt.
Did you guys?
What?
She made sure you didn't ask her.
What did she do? Oh,
What
She
that
laid,
doesn't stop us. We'll come to her again and again and again.
she laid the mic down.
It
happen.
won't stop us.
It's going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
You know what else is going to happen? This Big Dave and I are going to have a little chat about ComEd real quick.
Just a little bit.
Big Dave!
Yo,
You know, ComEd can help businesses save money by becoming more energy efficient.
I did not know that, Matthew Peck. They can do that?
Now you do. Energy efficiency program from ComEd can help find up to 35% in energy savings.
Wow. So what do businesses have to do?
I tell you, Dave, it's real simple. Just
Okay.
sign up for a free facility assessment at ComEd.com/biz.
Wow, free? That's amazing. So if it's free, why aren't more businesses doing it?
I haven't the foggiest of ideas, Dave. Maybe it's just because they didn't remember the website.
What, they can't remember ComEd.com/biz?
I think
ComEd.com/biz?
that's the one.
ComEd.com/biz?
Yeah.
You say it a little slower for us older
One more
people.
time.
ComEd.com/biz.
Thank you.
That should do it. Terms and conditions apply. Offers subject to change. Actual savings will vary by customers' energy usage rate. ComEd Energy Efficiency Program is funded in compliance with state law.
Can you slow that down too?
No need.
Slowed it down, then we speed it up.
Speed it up.
A little bit softer now. A little bit
It's
louder
something
now. All right, guys.
Wait, Katie has something to say.
What's up, Katie?
The F in foggiest came out real hard, and
Oh.
I was so concerned for a minute. I'm
You think
like,
I'm just going to drop a hard F-bomb like that?
that's what I thought you were gonna do. Yes.
Well, back when we had less particular sponsors, I would. But,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Only
you-
for the
you were-
team.
You were fair to be worried. Now, anytime I want to drop an F-bomb and I can, I'll just do that.
Yeah. That's what that means. Remember that, kids.
So, guys, Goat mentioned this in some of his thoughts about who was doing what tonight. But Shy Son in the comments is one of many commenting about Patrick Williams tonight. 0 rebounds in 31 minutes. Woo. I'm 5'6". I promise I can walk into a rebound in 31 minutes. P. Willie bummin'. There are lots of great comments about Patrick Williams tonight. That one might be my favorite. I do not know if at 5'6" you could walk into a rebound on an NBA court with 9 other NBA players on it.
Seriously.
But even still, point well made, and funnily so. Look, 0 rebounds for a 6'8" guy who started and played 30+ minutes is
huge.
Wild.
He's big.
How you not get one? You know what? He was due because he had a few games where it was like, 5 rebounds. 6 rebounds. 6 rebounds again.
Yeah.
And then Pat was like, let's all remember who I am real quick.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Good God.
Big Dave.
Yeah.
We were sitting there midway through the second quarter.
We were.
Pat got a bucket.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Say it again, Wig.
And Stacy and Adam Amin made note of it. Hey, Patrick Williams already has 10 whole points, and we're only halfway through the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I turn to Dave, and I say, all right, midway through the second, Pat's got 10.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds that he finishes the game tonight with 14 points or fewer?
Mm-hmm. And I said, the odds are pretty damn good, pretty damn high that happens. And then I said, but I'm still going to take him getting 20 points.
He finished with 12.
Mm-hmm.
12!
Yeah.
He got one more bucket at the end of the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Second half, gone.
Good.
Beating that traffic home.
God bless. You know, and it's funny.
It's so freaking predictable.
It's
sorry for the other hard F there, Katie, but it's so freaking predictable.
She's just on edge about these Fs.
Like, I should have honestly logged on and made a live bet. Like, what's Patrick Williams' point total over under? If it was somewhere, free money.
Yeah.
It was so predictable to be like, ooh, Pat, strong start. Ooh, he's got 12 points a half. Finished with 12, because of course he did.
Can I see the hands again when Patrick Williams disappeared? With the no look. Yes, sir. Oh, man. He and Coby didn't have any rebounds. With Coby, it's okay. You're like, all right. I've seen Coby have games where he gets 6, 7, 8 rebounds.
You're telling me Patrick Williams' allergy to rebounding is contagious?
It's contagious. Well, not scoring because Coby had 24. But yeah, man, it's weird. It's so weird.
Johnny Pidge in the comments, Bro is allergic to rebounds.
It's so weird, man.
And allergic to scoring in the second half.
Like 30 minutes is a lot of time to be out there on the floor to get 0 rebounds for a guy that's playing down there. You know what I mean? He's down there to get rebounds, do stuff. And 12 points, and that's just your first half. You know what I mean?
As a large man who grabbed plenty of rebounds back in the day, Will, does this make any sense to you?
No.
Either the lack of rebounds or the, hey, Pat is like taking open looks and scoring and knocking down shots in the first half and then just ghosting in the entire second half, because Pat's been doing that thing for years.
Yeah, what else do we want to talk about tonight?
Oh, man.
I mean, all you're doing right now is just throwing gas on the fire.
But it's so mind-blowing. It's just really hard to
You're
grasp
exactly
or
right.
understand.
But sometimes what you just have to – there's really no logical answer.
And that's what the problem is.
And I'm not trying to sweep it under the rug.
I know, but that's what the issue is, I think, is that there isn't I could put my finger on about it.
I agree with you 100%, but see, here's now you guys are really pissing me off.
Oh, let's go.
Because now I'm going to be driving home and being like, I kind of just was able to put that to the side, leave it alone. I know he didn't have any rebounds, but you know what? I'm just going to hit the 70 station and just kind of glide down the Kennedy. And now I'm going to be like, can you believe that guy didn't have 0 rebounds in 31 minutes? And then the windows are going to start fogging up, and I'm going to have to put my window down.
Yeah, well, on day one, when Uncle Will met us, He said, you guys are way too excited and you care way too much.
Yes, he did.
Nothing has changed, Will.
Not one thing, Will.
I'm throwing hats and getting my heart rate up. I'm getting a sweat more so than Pat. Talking about Pat disappearing in the second half and having no rebounds tonight. This is who we are. We are diehard Bulls fans.
I was happy I saw moisture on his brow. I was very excited to see him
almost
do that.
needed a towel for a second
Almost
tonight.
for a half a second.
Almost.
But then he grabbed the washcloth and it was like, this is all I
Patrick Williams, towel boy, has the easiest gig in the world.
Yo.
What does that pay? I'll do it.
Yo.
Peck reminds me of the guy from Airplane. Whew. Picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue.
What?
Shout out Airplane.
It's just Elmer's, Will.
That's a classic. Oh, man.
Put it in my hair.
Tell your dad to drag his ass. Tell your dad to drag Walton's ass up and down the floor all day long.
My dad says.
So if Purdue doesn't want to talk about Patrick Williams being a giant bummer, the rest, and I can get with that.
But I wish, I mean, honestly, I would like to sit here and say, hey, I've got the answer.
Yeah.
I don't.
And that's what's frustrating. Yeah.
Wondering if there's a P. Will missed dunk meter in the comments. Why can't he finish at the rim? Yeah, he did have another missed dunk tonight. Classic.
But I do have a comment on that.
Okay.
So I remember when I was younger and I was playing.
You're still young, Will.
It depends on who you ask.
Young at heart.
And the one thing you have to realize is don't be concerned about style points. You need to be more concerned about quickness.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, like, when I first got in the league, I got a couple dunks blocked. And I was like, man, that used to never happen in college.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you'd take it up and you'd wind up. But guys now with the first jump, second jump are so quick. You've got to realize now it's just boop, boop. Style points are out the window.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I applaud him for dying to dunk it. But also again, this is kind of like, and I don't necessarily put this on him because of his youth, but this is something that I'm hoping that the Bulls point out to him. So that particular dunk, right? He came down the baseline, okay? And who blocked the shot?
Was it Gobert?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what did he do, though? Because he was coming down the baseline, he had his shoulders square to the bucket.
Okay.
So he went up with two hands, but because of Gobert's length, he can get to the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Two of the things they told me was, one, when you're in those positions, contort your body so that your shoulders are square to the backboard,
Mm-hmm.
so that he's got to go through your body to get to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So even if he does block it, there's a good chance he's going to hit you with the body and you're going to get a call from the official.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, don't take that thing up and jack it back and try to ram it home just as soon as you get that pass, because it was great. It was a great play.
Mm-hmm.
Pass into the paint. I think it was actually a penetration. He cut back door, perfect, but pick that thing up and just boop, because then Gobert can't react quick enough.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not emphatic, it's not with authority, but it's quick. Boop, boop, boom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you're going down to the other end and people are like, that's what we want to see. You know, but that's just, to me, that's part of the learning curve. And you're like, well, he's been in the NBA. I get it. Okay. Like I said, I had a comment on that one thing.
Okay.
Let's go down the road and see if that changes. But it just, right now, 2 + 2 = 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you sound like me right now, Will.
Oh my God!
Shout out.
Connor.
And let's hope that we get it down to 2 + 2 = 4.5.
Yeah. God.
Now that's a new one. I like that one.
Speaking of math and science, Connor saying P. Will is like if some scientists tried to recreate Kawhi in a lab but quit halfway through and just left him with all the emotionless robotic qualities. Kimberly in the comments a little further down. As a scientist, I wouldn't waste my time.
Damn. Oh my gosh.
Great.
He's got to get it right.
Yeah,
All right.
he really does. Thank you everybody for watching postgame tonight. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We'll appreciate you even more if you hit that like button. It's real simple. It takes you 2 seconds.
Seriously.
Shout out to who commented I just read, Kimberly, I think, who recently told us she's one of our newest diehards that just signed up.
Shout
if
out.
you haven't done it yet, what are you waiting for? A perfect opportunity. Shout out to everybody who joined during our wonderful sale. $4 a month to become a diehard for the first time. No worries if you missed that chance. We will have a Black Friday diehard sale right around the corner if you want to do it that way. Purdue, you diehard yet?
Oh, I'm a diehard.
Yes. Honorary diehard.
Can we go to the bottom?
Have you gotten your login yet?
What's that?
So you can read all the diehards only stuff on our website?
No, that's what I call you for.
It's true. It's true. Did you have another comment you wanted to read?
Yeah, I wanted to read that last one because I had a reply.
Which one?
That one.
The tie Will.
Andrew?
Yeah.
Andrew McKay saying, thank you, Will, for representing the geriatric contingent.
Yeah, so Andrew and I, before we go to bed, we're going to take our Metamucil and our Geritol.
Shout out.
And then we're gonna,
Shout out to all the Metamucil users out there.
And your Geritol. Don't forget them.
Hey, man.
Need it, baby.
You can still whoop my ass on the basketball court or otherwise.
Fibered.
What's all this pet food for?
Secret weapon.
Fibered?
Listen, I know I'm going to take this part way too far.
Okay, let's do it then.
But I know you guys have the same experience. And let me apologize to Katie first and foremost before we do this. But there's just certain things as a man that you're like, is this really what I have to look forward to?
Katie's lurking away from the producer's chair
because she's laughing.
But it's just part of getting older as a male.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you go to a Sox game, a sporting event, and you see the guy that's just like struggling, and you're like, this is what we have to look forward to. And you're just like, man.
When you say struggling,
the older crowd, they know.
All right.
Struggling to fill the trough.
Got
Yes.
you. Oh, got you. 10-4. Understand.
It's like Jerry Stiller in Zoolander.
I knew you guys would come up with a movie reference.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh my God.
Evacuation.
Oh, what a wonderful tangent. Sign up to become a CHGO diehard, y'all. Get the best content for diehards only. Access to that
Get your
Discord lounge.
checkups.
Discounts on all of our merch. A free shirt of your choice when you sign up. Discounts on all of our events, including CHGO Bears Tailgate this Sunday. Let's get back on the right track.
That's a great promo.
By doing some drinking and some eating in the tailgate with all of our fellow Bears fans.
Bingo.
There will be bathrooms there.
Yes.
There will be porta potties there, ladies and gentlemen. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
There will be
that's a great promo.
It is, isn't it? Pretty good.
Yeah, I think we should do a promotion, and then we'll make sure that Matt goes first.
What's that supposed to mean?
Goes first.
Yeah, I mean we'll do a prostate promotion.
Oh God. Okay.
I mean, hey,
all right.
we're not
Have you been
above.
talking to my mother?
Should I just leave?
No, we're not above that here at CHG. I mean, if we can get a doctor
Katie.
that's willing to fork over some dough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of like Aiken Law, right? I mean, it's apples and oranges.
Yes.
But it's Aiken Law.
Yes, it is.
But if we can get some doctor to fork over some dough to help pay our salaries,
Oh my God.
especially Mac's salary.
Whoa.
Let's
Will,
go.
if you only knew.
Let's go.
I mean, as long as Mac goes first, I'll do the read.
All right.
That sounds
And then,
fair.
hey, and not only it checks one box, but it'll make your mom happy.
That's two
It'll
boxes
get your
checked.
mom off your ass. No pun
No
intended.
pun intended. Come on, Will. Come on, Will.
Off the rails.
Come on, Will.
I love it.
At least he told you it was going to be.
Yep, that's true.
He said it was going to be.
Andrew in the comments said 50 is the new 35. In that case, I'm like 22, y'all.
That's what his liver says.
And Katie hasn't been born yet.
I'm a newborn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wanted to read you guys some of my favorite comments, but now I just want to go home because y'all are being weird.
Do you want to crawl up in the corner and just be like, what did I get myself into?
Yes.
You're going to have to get used to the foolishness, Katie.
This is a 4. Honestly.
YouTube Perdue. No leash.
No leash.
I love it.
Unleashed.
Y'all have a great rest of your Thursday night. Have a wonderful Friday. We are off tomorrow, back on Saturday for our 5th and final show of the week when the Bulls are taking on the Atlanta
You're off
Hawks.
tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
You guys are slackers, man.
Excuse
I hear
me.
you.
We
What
do
are
5
you
shows a
doing
week.
tomorrow?
Monday,
Will.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Off Friday. Show Saturday.
Can we come to your house and do a
That's fine,
podcast tomorrow?
Dude, yeah, I
I'll
won't
show
be
up.
there, but come on
I
over.
won't be there.
You weren't even here last night.
That's not my fault.
He did call in.
I'll do all 82.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't-
but see,
we
you
can't
know,
afford all 82 of Purdue.
you know what that means though. Tomorrow night is tomorrow night date night.
For some people,
I'm talking about for you.
yes.
Okay. Okay, now, hey.
Wait, were you going to come crashing into my date?
No.
Oh my gosh, can we please do that? Let's all crash
I'm trying to help you
date.
out here.
Oh, my God.
Okay, how are you trying to help me out?
Okay,
Go
so
ahead, Will.
when you take your weekly Friday shower,
Where's this going?
okay.
Where's this going?
You think I
where's
one
this going?
shower a week?
Where's this? Your one Friday date shower, Matt.
Yeah.
Your classic one Friday date shower. Yes, go ahead.
Put on your finest pair of khakis.
Flip flops.
Put on your finest. Do you actually have a CHGO shirt that has a collar?
No CHGO shirts with collars. No. I don't know if
We
that's
need
a
to
thing.
work on
Is
that.
a thing?
Okay.
Okay, but just get your nicest polo
Okay.
that doesn't have a stain.
That's gonna take a minute.
She got me one.
Okay, good.
I have
Bingo.
I have a polo with no stains.
Good.
So wear that to say, honey, see, I'm wearing this for you.
I do. I wear it all the time. I
All
think it
right.
looks
He's
dorky,
done that before.
but,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't wear your Birkenstocks. Wear closed-toed shoes.
Okay. We're cutting it right there. We got I got to fight enough people about my Birks. I'm not going to add you to the pile and encourage you to encourage.
No, I'm just saying, step it up a little bit. Bring them in the car.
I do.
So then the second half of the day, you can wear the stocks once you leave the restaurant.
Okay.
But just take it, just a little bit of products, shape your hair so that by the time dessert comes, it doesn't look like you've been driving with your head out the window.
Will Perdue, man.
I mean, Katie, Katie, as a female,
Yo, man.
would you not be impressed by the effort?
Will,
Knowing
Katie's like, yeah.
let me tell you
I
something.
make all kinds of efforts, my buddy. I make all kinds of efforts.
We're not even gonna get into the quality of men that I date. This,
Yes, but do they wear Birkenstocks, Katie? 'Cause that's what matters.
I had one man show up in Crocs, so you wear your Birks all you want, man.
Oh my God, was it Joakim Noah? He wears Crocs.
I wish I'd be married by now if it was.
Yeah, me too. All right.
oh my God, what did he just say?
He said me too.
That he would be married?
You don't know about his love of Joakim Noah?
No, I know that.
We're star-crossed lovers.
Yeah.
/ best friends.
I know. Listen, who doesn't know about that?
Fair point.
Wait,
Yes.
look at this comment. Don't disrespect Burke Heinrich.
Hey,
Kirk Heinrich,
that's right.
baby.
That's Matt.
Shout out.
What's that? Where's
I forgot.
Kirk
That's Katie's
Heinrich.
first time hearing that. Yes.
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 Katie's
Shout
a
out.
big Kirk Heinrich fan.
Huge.
There you go.
Heinrich?
Huge.
Yes.
Yes, I laugh at it too, Will. Huge Kirk Heinrich fan.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically the same person. The only difference is I'm not currently playing for the Windy City Bulls.
That's it. Yeah. That's
Oh,
all
wait,
different.
no, that's Archie.
Oh, that's Archie. Yeah, you're
the
right.
o-
That's
that's
Archie.
the other
That's the
guy.
other one.
That's the other-
That's the other one, man.
Okay, now this
I'm
is.
sure Kirky could still get buckets for Windy City.
Oh, he'll get you 6 points.
Yeah.
And definitely 6 fouls.
But I want to ask
More
one more
rebounds than
question.
Patrick Williams.
Ooh.
One more question.
That's fair.
One more
Then
question.
I'm cutting you off.
For real.
That's
Take that
fine.
man's keys.
I mean, it's I got to go home and take my medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take your
So would
weekly
you like
shower.
to share where you're going to dinner?
So you can show up?
No.
I mean,
No.
is it dinner or like you never say? Is it dancing? What is it? We're just curious.
It's date night, and it's none of y'all's business.
Talk that. Talk that.
Is
Y'all
it a-
enjoy your Friday nights. I'll go enjoy mine. Will
sir.
you enjoy your Friday night
I will.
with your better half?
I
whatever
bet you
you're
it's like
doing.
a Windy City Bulls game or something.
What?
That would
That's
be
a long
that would be
drive.
a sad. date.
That's a long drive.
No,
Hey,
no shade to Windy City Bulls.
Yeah.
but I
at
will
all.
say this about the Windy City Bulls.
Cool to
give
see
out
Mark Shanowski.
some
Yeah.
serious swag at their games
Oh yeah,
because they got to get people there. So the
this is true.
people that go, they take care of them.
Yeah.
I
People
get
up, okay.
lots of emails from the Windy City Bulls being like, "Hey Matt, you came to a game a couple of times. You want to come to like 8 more?" And I'm like, "Thanks, no thanks. I
I'm busy.
got things going
A
on."
little
Yeah,
busy.
but Matt, that's your chance to sit at half court on the floor.
Who's playing? What if Denzel Valentine is playing? Oh, on the Boston squad. Oh, yeah. You might want to take advantage of this.
And then,
Can I bring some rotten vegetables?
I thought that was a given.
then Mark Shanowski and I will make sure we get you on. Hey, that's Matt Peck sitting half court. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Dude, Will
Everyone
Perdue-
will say, "Who that?"
Will Perdue will have a field day if you show up to that game sitting courtside.
Oh my!
He won't
goodness.
talk the game anymore at all. It will be all about you the entire game.
Just make sure you go with them.
Oh man, No, I'm good.
Big Dave's got better things to do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure all of you out there in Bulls Nation do have better things to do than continuing to sit here listening to us chatter on about.
But thank you
God
for
knows
doing
what.
it.
But thank you. We appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Hit the like button on your way out if you haven't done it yet. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well to CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Also, subscribe to the All NBA podcast from ALLCITY Network. Shout out and thanks again to Tim Legler, who joined us earlier this week.
Tim.
Go give that episode a listen if you haven't done it yet. It was great. It was awesome. We're going to have more chats with Tim throughout the season. Will_Perdue 32 is where you can follow that man. Big Dave is a bad.
I think I'm gonna have to change my my handle.
Your
What do you
handle?
call it?
Yeah.
Your handle? Your Twitter handle?
To what?
Yep. Uncle Will.
Uncle Will.
I'm with it.
Uncle Will Bugs Peck. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Our guy Will the Go. Will_Gottlieb.
I don't know. I feel like I'm on a mission now tomorrow. Find out where Big Dave's going.
Yeah.
I'll be hiding. Shout out and thanks to our producer, the queen, the one only Katie Duffy. We will talk to you on Saturday. Bulls Nation, have a great start to your weekend. See you, Red Feet.
Hey, Matt, I'm over here, man. Come join me.
Peace and love. This dude is wild. 4 rings.
We all silly like the mayor.